Hey, it's David Brody, host of the Brody Blog. And for this Brody Blog, we're taking a slight departure again. Normally, as you know, we play a lot of song parodies that I wrote and parody commercials that I wrote that you may or may not have heard on Elvis Duran in the Morning Zoo. However, for this Brody Blog, I'll be interviewing someone from one of my favorite television shows, Dexter on Showtime, Sunday nights at 9 o'clock, David Zayas. David, of course, plays Officer Angel Batista on the show, a good friend of Dexter, the lead character. If you haven't seen Dexter, you need to check it out. The DVD of the first season's available now. The second season just kicked off on Showtime. It's disturbing, it's exciting, it's nail-biting. You won't be disappointed. As always, you can email me at zoobrody@gmail.com and check out other episodes of the Brody Blog at elvisduran.com, keyword Brody. That's B-R-O-D-Y. Now, let's get a little Dexter theme music going. And on the phone, I've got David Zayas from Dexter. David, thanks so much for calling the Brody Blog today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You know, people bought HBO to watch The Sopranos. Dexter is that show that makes you have to go out and get Showtime if you don't have it.
Yes, definitely get Showtime. Dexter's definitely worth it.
How would you best explain this show? Because I watched the season 2 premiere, and again, I was blown away. He's a good guy, but he's a bad guy. How do you explain who Dexter is?
Well, I guess the way to explain it, he's a forensic investigator, blood splatter expert from the Miami Metro Police Department, who happens to be a serial killer.
Oh, by the way.
By the way, he's a serial killer. And he kills other killers, people that, people that get off, let's say get off from a murder. He gets all the evidence, makes sure they're guilty, and then he kills them.
Right. Now, he's sort of a vigilante, but what's interesting about Dexter is he doesn't only do it to be a vigilante. He does it
not to get caught. Actually,
right.
He was discovered early when he was a child. His father, who was a Miami cop, discovers that his son has this sickness. And instead of committing him or putting him away, he actually teaches him a code not to get caught. And not to get caught is by covering all your bases, being very familiar with the forensics part of a murder case, and also making sure that his victims are victims that are dreads of society.
And he's so good at not getting caught, at least up until this point. You're his close friend on the show. You, of course, play Angel Batista, right?
Yeah.
And he's good friends with you, yet as a police officer, you have no clue he's a serial killer.
No, and it's very interesting that, in real life, you get people that live double lives for years before they're even discovered, and Dexter's definitely one of them. He knows exactly how to, his own sister, who works in the police department, doesn't know that he's a serial killer, and he's what's great about the show is that he has a lot of close calls, but he always seems to get through them.
Now, when I first saw the last season of Dexter with you on it, I remember thinking, hey, there's that guy. You've been in so many shows. Are you cool with being referred to as that guy that I saw in that show?
When people say, hey, there's that guy, that means that they've seen me a lot, and that's always a good thing. The one thing good about being an actor is if you're constantly working, it's more, to me, what's important to me is that I continue working, I continue doing great characters, and eventually people will say, there's that guy, or they'll actually know who I am and look for me in other projects. And that's always the cool thing about this business.
Well, that happened to me watching Burn Notice, but now I know who you are. Right. And I said, hey, that's Angel from Dexter.
Right, right.
So as an actor, besides obviously the money and security, which do you enjoy more, working with different people on different shows and taking on different roles, or do you prefer the security of a regular show like you were on Oz or on Dexter?
I got to say, it is great to be on a show steady week after week so that you have an opportunity to develop your character and also to work with the good people that I work with. So I like the steadiness of a job. I like the steadiness of a television series. If I had my preference, that's what it would be.
Now, speaking of people you work with, Michael C. Hall, phenomenal as Dexter. Phenomenal. Disturbing, and just the acting is amazing on the whole show. But I want to ask you about Julie Benz. You're not in a lot of scenes with her because she's Dexter's girlfriend on the show.
Yes.
But on the premiere of Season 2, we got to see a little Julie Benz rear end. Now, were you there for the filming of that scene? Did you make it a point to show up on your day off?
No, I did not. No. Well, Julie Benz is a wonderful actress and a beautiful woman.
Yes.
So I could see why you would point that out. But I know Julie, and actually this season we may have a couple of scenes together. And she's really a pro, and she does so well in the show, and she makes that character come to life, and she's vulnerable, and she's sexy, and she's just a good person on the show, and she's also a wonderful actor, and I'm glad to be on the same show with her.
David, are you married?
I am married.
You answered that question like a married man.
Well, I would have answered that question because I have a lot of respect for Julie Benz.
No, I'm sure you do. You were just very, very quick to say she's a fantastic actress.
She is
Good.
great.
Good.
And she's a wonderful lady, too.
Now, before you were an actor, you were a member of the NYPD here in New York.
15 years.
Is this flashbacks now, working on a criminal show with so much blood and corpses? Is this reminiscent of what you went through, or is it even more?
Of course, there's a lot more blood and gore on the television show. But, the one thing about being an ex-cop, playing a cop on TV is that, a lot of the technical aspects of it kind of come natural to me.
Okay.
And so I'm able to concentrate on the acting, concentrate on the human aspects of the character. And it kind of frees me up to really, dig into the character and try to do the best I can.
Now, Dennis Franz, who was on NYPD Blue for so many years, he once in an interview was able to spew off exactly how many times he's played a police officer in his career. Do you know how many times you've played the role of police officer?
It's over a dozen times.
Okay. Yeah, he was up over 30, I believe. So.
It's over a dozen times. But I had the fortune to actually be in a series where I didn't play a cop. I played a criminal, a killer, a drug dealer.
Yeah.
And that was interesting also because I was a cop when we were shooting Oz, and I used to be a criminal and kill somebody in the show, and then go do a night shift in Hell's Kitchen in New York as a cop. So it was a confusing time for me, but it was a lot of fun.
Now, I want to talk about the new season of Dexter, which, again, Sunday nights, 9 o'clock on Showtime. Right after the show is an unbelievable trailer of things that are going to happen this season.
Okay.
And I had to watch it with my TiVo in slow motion so I wouldn't miss anything.
Okay.
It looks like it's going to be another incredible season. They found Dexter's bodies from the first season. What nugget can you give me that maybe I didn't see in the preview that's coming up that you're excited about?
Listen, there's going to be a lot of twists and a lot of revelations coming up in this season. What you saw in the coming attractions is just part of the investigation. It's going to be a cat and mouse game of us getting clues and finding out certain things, and Dexter coming into a lot of close calls and trying to offset a lot of the revelations that we discover. And so in that, there's going to be a lot of psychological discoveries that he's going to make, and there's going to be a lot of characters interacting with all of us that are going to have an integral part of what's going to happen.
Now, one of those new characters who's going to be playing, I guess, someone that you're going to report to, is Keith Carradine. He's coming on as an FBI agent.
Yes.
He was recently on Criminal Minds where he played a serial killer.
Right.
He was unbelievably disturbing, and now when I see him, I'm frightened by him. I mean, you'd have to admit, David, he's intimidating.
Yeah, he is.
What's it like having him come into the mix on a show that you've been a part of already?
Oh, well, he's fantastic, and he's a professional. He really comes in. He brings all our game to a different level, and I'm glad he's on the show. We're very fortunate to have him.
Well, David Zayas from Dexter, Showtime, Sunday nights. I just want to touch on a couple of things before I let you go. You're in the new movie Michael Clayton with George Clooney, which is in theaters now.
Yes, a great movie. I saw it the other night. It's fantastic.
4 stars and 3.5 stars in the New York papers today.
Awesome.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And then in February, you have Savages with your old pal Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes, and Laura Linney. I'm looking forward to that. What a wonderful film that is. Definitely look out for that.
So things are good for you right now.
Things are good. I'm very happy. I'm gonna go home in a couple of weeks and see my wife, who's in a play at the Public, and I'm just I'm having a great time.
Great. Well, I just got the DVD of the first season of Dexter. Make sure you guys pick that up if you haven't seen it. Catch up right away if you haven't seen the show. Get Showtime. Dexter's phenomenal. David, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Well, there you go. David Zayas from Dexter on Showtime. That wraps up another Brody blog. I'm David Brody. Please email me at zoobrody@gmail.com. Thanks for listening to the blog. Thanks, as always, for listening to Elvis Duran and the Morning Zoo. Please continue to check out elvisduran.com. And please don't miss the next Brody blog popping up next week, which I promise will have some more Britney Spears parodies and a whole bunch of stuff on that kid that got tasered in college. Peace out, everybody.
The Brody blog is property of Clear Channel Communications and may not be rebroadcast in any medium, nor shall any parts of it be posted on any website other than ElvisDuran.com, and those websites belonging to affiliates of the Elvis Duran in the Morning Zoo program.